So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. The 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Point after, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Flanagan, and that will be incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That'll be a New England 1st down, a gain of 12. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Looking to throw. Black completes this one to Meredith. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Watch the pass. 49.
On 1st and 10, Black gets it to Meredith, complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Rock it. Kill. Begin. Ready.
On the toss, this is Jim Brown. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Come on, set. 60 or.
In your face.
Hey, exit.
March 49. March 49. Exit, exit.
Check the. Hey, Sam on. 2.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be fourth down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling lead to no yards gained.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will extend the lead out to 24. Or maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wound.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by J.C. Jackson.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
80 weapons. Hey, Alpha. Hey.
Come on. 49, guys. Mike, 49. Watch the run.
Snap.
On first down, Black. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you.
Hey, Echo.
It's just me and you. 49 to Mike. 49 to Mike.
Second and 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Taywan Taylor, his first touchdown on the year as his guys continue to pour it on.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
On the ready.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Look at me. Door. Go.
Right back to Brown. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Ready? 70, Indy.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Keep ripping.
On third down, Owens. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Ready.
49's the mic. 49's the mic. Here we go, D.
Hey, wahoo.
49's the mic. Watch 49. I don't think you got it, son. 49, guys. Mike, 49.
You better be. Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Black looking for Harry. He airs it out deep, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Now here's a throw, and that's Taywan Taylor with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down.
You're out. Ready.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
The tackle made at the 44-yard
I know you
line.
feel that.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the
Go.
44-yard line.
50, plant.
Oh, you got deep? Show it up.
Shoot.
Looking to throw on second down. Black rolling to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Arnold.
That's it.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they could do their damage a different way, break a few tackles and really scatter some people, can't they?
Recon, 132 fighter.
49's the mic.
Hey, foxtrot.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. 49.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
On the set.
First down.
Mike, 49. I'm scared.
Snap.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Set up. 90, Wolf.
49. Rabbit. Check 26.
Leo. Set up.
Off the bootleg. Black. Catch is made by Harry. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 21. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Zipper!
Guys. Mike, 49.
Get it!
To throw on second down. Black over the middle. That's caught by Harry. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Come on, set! 18 Gator.
Go.
On 3rd and 2. Black. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
We own this. Deep river.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Looking to throw on second down. Flanagan. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Get ready.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, alert 3.
Ready.
This is Bell. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Hey, here we go.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Set. 10-2 start.
Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Shoot.
On second down, it's Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything, change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
The Bills on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Flanagan. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 44-yard line. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Snap.
Here's Bell. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The tackle made by Blake Martinez. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
The Bills on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, let's get this.
From the gun, Flanagan. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 26.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Looking to throw. Flanagan. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Patriots' 19-yard line.
Check, check, check.
Topper. Let go.
On 2nd down now. It's Bell, and forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Got it.
51, 951. Watch a slant, watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Back to throw. Flanagan. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
A 48-yard attempt.
And Lambeau, he missed it. He missed it left. No good. And this score will stay right where it is.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games, and now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
They go with Brown. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
I'm coming for you, son. Check 43.
Hey, lock it.
Come.
5.
They'll try the left side. It's Owens, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Here's Matt Wild now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fights him off. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine, baby.
Again, it's Bell. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
That's good for the Bills. First down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, Flanagan goes underneath for Bell. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Ready.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Check.
Operating from the gun, Flanagan. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more.
Patriots 41, Bills 3.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5.
Down. 70, Indy.
All day. All day.
Big rip.
From the gun, Flanagan. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Flanagan. And an alley to run. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Go now. 30 base.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Pats, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll get another